Hey guys, Tom Barclay here. Feeling quite sorry for myself right now, like I imagine a lot of Spurs fans are on the way back from Tottenham Qarabag, not from the result of course, but from the travel chaos. I'm still in London trying to get back. As you can see, I'm feeling quite rough to be honest, a bit of a cold at the moment. Uh, yeah, obviously that's probably the first place to start really from this game. This game was delayed by 35 minutes. I mean, it's just a disaster in so many ways in terms of the travel chaos. Where I was from, there was loads of problems on the roads. The A10 was shut. Trains-wise, there were issues. I think somebody jumped in front of a train at Tottenham Hale. Anyway, the game was pushed right back because Qarabag, who are based in Stratford, took them 2.5 hours to get to the game. They eventually arrived at 7:45. And the game was pushed back by 35 minutes to 8:35, giving them sort of only about 40 minutes to warm up, which they themselves weren't particularly happy with. Their manager afterwards said he didn't want to use it as an excuse because he felt Tottenham played well, but he also felt like he complained about the fact that they didn't get a police sort of escort the whole way. I believe they did get one for their last mile of their journey. I don't know if that's normal that they would have one, but that was part of his issue. And the fact that they didn't turn up 75 minutes before the game, as both teams are supposed to, means they're probably going to get a warning from UEFA because that's what they are supposed to do. So yeah, not a great day for them. But ironically, it was they who made a better start, or more to the point, Tottenham who made the worst start, because after 7 minutes, Radu Dragusin somehow got himself sent off. And Tottenham, like they had a bad start against Brentford at the weekend, suddenly had shot themselves in the foot. And Ange Postecoglou afterwards was not happy with his team, so they started very sloppily, and felt like potentially the delay for the game might have been the reason for it. So he wasn't happy with how his side handled it at all. Dragusin, I don't know what he was doing. Obviously in the team, Romero suspended, a big chance for him, and it was just a pretty routine pass back from Van der Ven. He let it run across his body, and then suddenly Juninho, this Brazilian striker, Qarabag, just got in front of him. And to be honest, he could have probably left him, but he decided to take him down. It was an obvious straight red card and a pretty nightmare start for Spurs. But you got to say credit where credit's due on how they responded. A bit like that setback against Brentford at the weekend. They just played well. They didn't let it set them back, and obviously they scored 3 good goals. I don't think that quite tells the full story of the game. They did ride their luck at times. Guglielmo Vicario had an excellent game in goal, which I'll come on to. And obviously Qarabag missed a penalty as well. But still, a very convincing result on their first European game for 18 months. Since that AC Milan draw back in the Champions League. I remember being out where Romero was sent off, and hence why he was suspended for this game. So, I mean, Dragusin getting sent off, as I said, he's just had a nightmare there really, and you got to really feel for Lucas Bergvall in particular, because he was starting this match and he was the man who had to make way because of the man advantage or disadvantage for Spurs, and he came off, and you just felt for him, because I know how much Spurs fans are excited to see him, how much he's keen to make an impact, and when he came off, there was frustration, but it made sense. Destiny Udogie came on in his place, and Ben Davies shuffled into centre back. I mean, they looked a lot more solid, and it was probably the right call. And within a minute, they were 1-0 up. Another goal from Brennan Johnson. What a week he's had. What an 8 days. What a turnaround from the struggles he had before. Well documented about him turning off his Instagram account because of fan abuse following the North London derby. He's now scored goals against Coventry, the winner there, a key goal against Brentford, and another fine finish today. And to set Tottenham on their way. I thought the way he and Solanke linked up was really, really encouraging, really exciting. In fact, Postecoglou touched on that after the game when talking about Johnson. He talked about the relationship they're forming being something that he seems to be quite excited about, and I think all Spurs fans should be. And if he can start adding this kind of clinical finishing to his game that he's shown in the last 8 days, that's really, really encouraging from Tottenham's point of view. Pape Sarr obviously got the second goal just after half time. I think half time came at a really good time for Tottenham. They were starting to sort of feel the man disadvantage, and Qarabag was starting to press them and cause them issues. And obviously they scored straight after half time with Kulusevski, who come on for Johnson, just a tactical switch at half time, supplying the corner. They didn't clear it properly, and there was Sarr to volley in via a deflection, his first goal of the season. And I thought Sarr in particular, who's had a bit of a slow start to the season, was very, very good. There were a lot of good performances, to be fair. With 10 men for such a long time, I thought his energy was just what they needed, and he played really well, and hopefully from that goal he'll take a lot of confidence. Just that performance all round was impressive, and then once again the pressing from Tottenham's midfield in particular and forward line was just out of this world, and that's where the first goal came from. They forced the error. I think it was Sarr actually forced the error, and that's something that's, I guess if Postecoglou is going to have any success here, it's going to be based on that, and in the modern game it feels like that's something that's going to really, really work for them. And then obviously finally Solanke gets the third goal, and another goal for him, 2 in 2 games. Another one he couldn't really miss after Son had a shot saved. But took it well. I thought his all-round game was very encouraging again. The way his link-up play was excellent. Really brought in the other players, particularly Johnson, into play, and he's just looking in these last 2 games like a real true signing. So onwards, upwards from here. And Postecoglou talked about him after the game, saying he's getting there with his fitness. And you think once he's fully up to speed and can show some of the speed that he should have, literally, then that could be a real asset for Spurs. I also thought, Archie Gray was very, very good coming in at right back. Thought he had a real composure on the ball and an energy that was encouraging. But you have to say Vicario played a big role in today's game. He made some excellent saves. His distribution, I thought, as someone who's kind of criticised him for not being, not saying he's bad with his feet, but just not quite living up to the reputation I thought he had when he first signed. There was one moment where he played a lovely little ball around the corner on his left foot to Solanke, which really showed that he can do it with his feet. And his saving were saved Tottenham at times, particularly today. Obviously, I think the crowd played their part as well with that penalty, which felt a bit harsh at the time when Basuma clipped the guy. Thought he got the ball, but he did kind of touch him first, so maybe a bit soft. But anyway, obviously the Qarabag taker blazed over the bar, clipping the bar on the way as it went over, but the crowd really got on his back ahead of that. So I think they played their role in that particular moment. And that pretty sort of sums up like all round a encouraging attacking performance. Yes, they conceded chances, but they had 10 men for such a long time. What do you expect? And I think Ange got it right with his substitutions. I think Ange got it right with his team selection, not rotating too much, but just enough, playing some key forward players. Son did come off after the Solanke goal. If it was his shot that was saved, but he looked like he was in some discomfort after that. There's a few worries about his fitness after that when he had a bit of treatment. But Ange afterwards said he hadn't probably spoken to him, but he'd said that he was tired, and he'll have to sort of wait and see. So I guess that's one to monitor ahead of Man United. And just a final note, Mikey Moore, only turned 17 in August, came on for his European debut late on, and not that he really had much of an impact on the game, but you can already see that the Spurs fans are completely taking him to their hearts already. They were singing him. Most of the South Stand was singing. There's only Mikey Moore. He's one of our own, just like they used to do for Harry Kane. Already, they know what an exciting young talent this player is, and it's interesting watching him. He's got quite the short socks, a bit of a Jack Grealish kind of look to him, and I think we're all just excited to see him get more opportunities to show what he can do. And after this excellent win, they can build on this from here. Tottenham, further down the line in this league phase, if they get enough points in the bank early doors, you really should be seeing opportunities for Mikey Moore to really show what he can do. So all round, a good night for Tottenham.